best advice that I could give you is to focus on being your own specific person. Be the specific person that you want to be, that makes you happy. Focus on your own health. Focus on your own. Are they investing? Just because two people are attracted to each other and get along well and enjoy each other's company does not mean that they are actually compatible for a long-term relationship. So, hello, my lovely peaches. It is nighttime. Can you tell? Yes, you can tell. And it is still Sunday, February 27th, 2022. It is 6:49 p.m. I just got home from the walk with my children. I really wanted to make a video. So part 4 ended up being like, I haven't edited it yet, but it's like 50 minutes of me talking. And I really did not make the video that I was really wanting to make, which is to talk about the difference between your fantasy obsession SP and your real SP. It is crucially important that we learn to discern the difference between genuine, true love and an unhealthy obsession, fixation on a fantasy. And one of the most important things is to redefine love to be loving. Love itself is a loving energy. And if the person that you think is your SP or you're trying to manifest is not being loving towards you, then that is not in love. So let's redefine what in love kind of love is. And that it means and is defined as two people who mutually desire and are mutually ready, willing, and able and investing in each other into a mutually desired romantic relationship, that the two people who are in the relationship make the definition of what it means to them to be committed in that relationship with each other. But that both people are invested and that love is defined as a loving action that is consistent. So let's just start with that as the basis of everything else I'm saying in this video. Redefining love, in love kind of love, romantic love, to be loving, a loving action. It's also so super important. I had to pop back in and add in the beginning of this that I believe the right SP, the healthy SP, the best SP for us is a person who is going to actually be a partner. Not just a person, not just our lover, not just a boyfriend or a husband or a wife or a girlfriend, but an actual partner, a life partner. Now, of course, this is for people who are looking for that, but that's what this video is about. Looking for or opening up to real love, true love, partnership, marriage, someone who is your match, a well-matched mate, a best friend, lover, monogamous, exclusive person who wants to up-level themselves and be their best self and their most authentic self, who also is loving and supportive of you being your best self. In order for it to be what I am defining as your real SP, which means that you are also their real SP. In order for you to be somebody's real SP, they have to be your real SP. In order for two people to be genuinely, authentically compatible in all the ways that matter, that make you happy, you both have to be able to live your best lives. It cannot be that one of you is required to make major sacrifices and compromises in order for the other to achieve their best self. It can't. That's my opinion. Okay? So you don't have to both want to get married. You don't both have to want to have children in a house. You just have to both want the same things, you know? This is what this video is about. Not making yourself into some kind of perfect ideal fantasy that, oh, everybody has to be monogamous, exclusive, married, and have a house and live in the same place forever. That's exactly not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is You learning what is your best, most up-leveled, most authentic, truest, happiest life, and then matching and aligning with the person, the right person, who is also living a life that complements that your life complements theirs. That's what this video is about. A best friend, lover, monogamous, exclusive person who wants to up-level themselves and be their best self and their most authentic self, who also is loving and supportive of you being your best self, your most up-leveled best self, who doesn't look at being with you as some kind of sacrifice or being chained or being imprisoned, being trapped, being forced to stay together no matter how miserable or incompatible you are, or no matter how much you individually grow in a way that makes you no longer compatible. So adding to the underlying message of this video is this is about finding a real partner, a life partner, a well-matched mate to share a life with while you are building your own life and they are building their own life, and then together you build a shared life that does not stop either person from actually having their own life, own autonomous life. It's not about two becoming one merged thing. It's about two becoming three things that continue to multiply to an infinity amount of things, life paths, relationships, and so on. So your right SP is going to be your partner, your sweet partner, your sexual partner, your loving person, sweet person, spouse person, but it's about partnership. That's what this video is about. Partnership. Not just romantic love, but actual romantic partnership. So the first and obvious, very clear difference, distinction, discernment is if it's your real SP, that person is currently, actively, consistently investing. They are willing, capable, ready, desirous, and showing up on an ongoing, regular basis to be in your life, to have you in their life, to get to know you, for you to get to know them. And if none of that is happening, then it's probably a fantasy obsession and the wrong SP. If it's someone you've never been with before and you don't even speak to them, and there's really probably no way that that's ever going to happen, especially if it's a celebrity that you don't even know, that is an unhealthy obsession, fixation on the wrong SP. If it's your ex and you had an incompatible relationship or some breakup that was not due to amicable things that most likely are things that you could heal, move through, work on, agree on how you're going to fix it. Many kinds of breakups are not actually things that are fixable because they stem from an incompatible place. So I would like to talk a lot more about this, but like I said, I just got home from the long walk. I got to figure out dinner. I'm still doing my laundry, and I just wanted to start this video because this might be just standalone, part 5, I don't know. Trying to make a video about the differences between your fantasy obsession SP and your real true SP seems actually quite obvious. The difference between your fantasy obsession SP and your real SP. It should be obvious, but so many of us are heart wounded, walking around in this world where unrequited love is exploited for movies and music. Time to light up. So, common sense tells you you could get your ex back. Common sense tells you that being hooked on someone who doesn't want you is totally normal. Common sense, rock music, love songs, R&B, hip-hop, blues, movies, all kinds of entertainment that leads people to think it's completely normal. And I suppose it is normal to think that love is about compromise. Love is not about becoming your best self and aligning with your truest self and then magnetizing and attracting the right partner who is genuinely right for you. That's not what most people talk about. Most people talk about true love is sacrifice. True love is compromise. The idea, the junky belief system, the faulty thinking that says, I will become compatible with this person that I'm not actually compatible with through. A series of compromises and sacrifices and settling. And all of it stems, in my opinion, from a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-worth, a lack in believing that you are actually capable of creating happy, well-matched, loving relationships. It's an idea that love itself is hard work. That is a sense of two become one, which is one. Each person is like cut in half, because two, the only way two can become one is the only way that two can become one is if each one is cut in half and then glued together, which means half of you is cut off, which is a diminishing, not expansive experience.
Leave my new keyboard and mouse.
Is it cool?
Yes.
Oh, it's dark. One of the reasons why I don't make videos that much is because my kids are home all the time. Look at this cool new light bulb. Let's see, it's got 4 settings. One of them is supposed to look like a flame. Green. So, the kids are home, they're over there, so I really do want to try to finish up this video talking about the difference between a fixation, an obsession on the wrong specific person, the wrong SP, the person who is not going to come forward, who is not going to come through and love you, who is not going to be your spouse. But yet, you desperately want them back, or you desperately want them for the first time. The difference, how do you know? How do you know? Is there a simple question you can ask yourself? Yes. Yes, there is a very simple question you can ask yourself. Are they investing? Are they investing? If the answer is yes, they're investing, then meaning are they consistently showing up? Do they want to be with me the way I want to be with them? Are we compatible? So if it's the right SP, you will be able to say, yes, they absolutely are interested, and they're absolutely showing up, and they're absolutely consistent, and they're absolutely investing in me, which means they call me regularly. We see each other regularly. They tell me what's going on in their lives regularly. They ask me what's going on in my life regularly. They're healthy. They're emotionally healthy. They're not necessarily just like we ourselves do not have to be like all completely healed. That's a very rare individual. But being on the path to healing, being in the mindset of, I want a healthy relationship, and what are the issues that are hindering that? How can I work on that? How can I improve my communication? How can I be more authentic? A person who asks themselves these questions and takes the time to be a self-reflective, introspective person who's interested in you and showing up, that sounds like the right SP. So if you ask yourself, are they investing, and the answer is no, then they're automatically not your SP. If you ask yourself the question and you answer honestly, are they investing, and you say yes, the next question is, are we compatible? Which means, do we want the same things in life? Do we want to be with each other? Do we want the same things in life and want those things with each other? Because someone might be investing, but be completely incompatible with you. So if they're investing and they want you, but you're not compatible, then they're still not the right SP. If the only way to make it work is for you to sacrifice things that are part of your core needs, part of your core personality, part of your inherent nature, part of your lifestyle that is just a part of your genuine, authentic self that you really cannot change. If they are not compatible with that, or you're not compatible with them in those ways, then that's not the right SP. If they are married to someone else, that's not the right SP. If they are married to being a workaholic, that's not the right SP. If they're an alcoholic, that's probably not the right SP, unless they are in a treatment and they are, like I just said, actively working on their introspective self-reflection and growth. If they are an active alcoholic or drug addict or workaholic addict, video game addict, or sex addict, or any kind of addict, then they are not the right SP. Not the right specific person, not the right person. Just popping in to clarify, when I say addict, I mean someone who is truly addicted to anything in particular, whether it's workaholism. Obviously, people can be workaholics and be married and be well matched and be the right SP. I'm talking about to an extreme where there is no room in their life for other things. And, maybe if two workaholics are together but they never see each other, that might be, something to think about. If you're both workaholics but somehow you're perfectly matched and you hardly see each other, but it's perfect, great. But I'm talking about people who are addicted to something in a way that takes them away from investing in a relationship. Or maybe it's an extreme with two workaholics who are together all the time because they work together. So the fact that they're workaholics is fine because they work together and they're always together. There's many variations where it could still work. So what I'm talking about is workaholism that you cannot work with. And instead of staying and trying to make it work, sometimes the best thing to do is to acknowledge incompatibility, acknowledge that the person that you're trying to make a relationship with doesn't have the time for it. Even if they themselves are not willing or able of admitting that or acknowledging that, you can choose for yourself. And hopefully that's what this video is going to help. People who are unsure about if this is a compatible situation or not. And I'm just giving examples that you may find yourself in. Ultimately, you're the one who gets to decide because it's your life. But these are areas that I think are noteworthy that really are incompatible. If they are your spouse, you've already married them, but you're not compatible and you've tried and they've tried and you can't make it work, it's not the right SP. So when we are hooked on someone, the best thing that we can do is to ask ourselves these simple but important questions. Is this person investing in me? And if the answer is yes, then you have to get deeper. Are we genuinely compatible? Do we want the same things in life? Meaning, do you want to live in the same town? Do you both have the same idea for what kind of house you want to live in, or whether you even want to live in a house at all? Does one want to rent? Does one want to own? Does one want to live in a townhouse in the city? Another one wants to live in a farmhouse in the country? Does one person want to have a steady job where they go to the same place day after day, and that's a stable thing, and the other person wants to travel or has a job where they're doing a lot of traveling for their job, or where they're working on projects that are 6 months overseas or 3 months out of state, or whatever the case may be? Is one person in the military and another person is not at all about that life? There are so many things that can make someone that you love and adore and admire and respect and are very sexually attracted to and have commonalities with ultimately not compatible. Does one of you want to have children and the other one doesn't? Not compatible. Not the right SP. And so many people mistakenly believe if you love each other enough, you will sacrifice and you will give each other what the other needs and wants to be happy. But that is not compatibility. It's like that show Selling Sunset, and Chriselle and Jason, and they start dating, and then it's like, oh, we're so in love. And then it's like 6 months later, oh, we broke up because he doesn't want a family and she does. And it's like, how did you not figure that out? Like on the first couple of dates, how did you not have that discussion? How do you get involved to the point where you're in love with someone and you don't even want the same things in life? Not only did they do it to themselves, but even crazier than that, after they decided, okay, we are going to break up because we're not compatible, because she wants a family and he decidedly doesn't, then you see hundreds of people commenting, oh, you guys are so cute together. Just marry her and give her the babies she wants. Oh, just have a family with her. Oh, you guys are so happy and so cute together. Just get back together and have that family. Oh, just have those babies. Oh, just pop those babies out. And that showed me most people are completely clueless when it comes to what a happy, compatible relationship is supposed to be. Just because two people are attracted to each other and get along well and enjoy each other's company does not mean that they are actually compatible for a long-term relationship. And if one person truly does not want to be a parent or have a family, then you can't force them. And just because they love you doesn't mean that they're going to want what you want. That is so important. It is so important. That's why I'm making this almost hour-long video, because it is so important. There's so many things that need to be said about this. So many people falsely believe that they can manifest their specific person no matter what, regardless of circumstances. And I'm telling you, no, it's not true. I myself thought, well, this guy that's like the person that I really, really want, who I love so much, and I want to marry him and have babies with him. The fact that he doesn't want to get married or have babies or raise a family, it doesn't matter. I love him so much. I'm going to be able to overcome that incompatibility. And I was fucking wrong. Okay. So I made the same mistake that a lot of those people were mistakenly commenting on the comments of their breakup post, like, oh my God, just like have a baby anyway. Like, no, honey, that is such an awful idea. How do you get involved to the point where you're in love with someone and you don't even want the same things in life? It makes no sense to do that to ourselves, but yet we do. I did it. Okie dokie. So I am not saying this from a judgmental place or condescending place or like I know better than you, because I am talking from my own bullshit, my own mistakes, my own like, oh, I am so in love with this person that the fact that he's not interested in marriage and family and having children is irrelevant, because like I'm going to love him so much that that's going to change that. And guess what? No, it doesn't. Now I have 2 beautiful children that I have to co-parent and live separately from their father, and they have to live apart from their father. And yes, it's a lot better for us to do this than for us to stay together just for the children and then raise them, normalizing misery. And that's what so many people do, and that's not right, and that's definitely the wrong SP. A lot of people are married to someone who is not their right person. That is not your right specific person, but you married them, and so you feel like, well, I made the commitment and I made the promise, and now I have to, and we got a mortgage and we got children, and we got, everything is tied in, and our families and our friends, and everything is all like intertwangled up together. So, I got to stay. And the fact is that they are not the right person for you. You are not the right person for them. You're never going to be really happy with them. They're never going to be happy with you. And however long you stay in that relationship, you're never going to be truly satisfied. You're never going to be living your best authentic self or your best authentic life, and neither will they. And, we just stick to these promises sometimes just because we're just too goddamn scared to move on and do the hard work of becoming our most authentic self and actually becoming the person who you would need to be in order to attract your right specific person, and having the willingness to walk away from the wrong specific person, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get to the right specific person. But most people have such a poor definition of what love is and marriage is that they literally will spend their entire lives unhappily married or unhappily single because they don't even know what love is supposed to look like or feel like or be like. And I am certainly one of those people who has struggled and suffered and been challenged by that. I have definitely been someone who has struggled and been challenged by my own lack of a healthy definition of what love is, romantic love, being in love, what it's supposed to look like, feel like, smell like, and be day to day. So the reason I'm making this video, which is kind of part 5 and kind of its own thing about how to discern the difference between the wrong person that you are obsessed with and you're trying to manifest this specific person no matter what, and you're listening to people telling you that circumstances don't matter and there's no situation whatsoever that could get in the way. And I am calling bullshit. Stinky, 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 sticky, stinky, dank ass bullshit. Everybody has free will. Whether they exercise their free will or not, they still have it, just like you. And just like no one could force you to be with them if you did not want to be with them, you cannot force anyone to be with you if they don't want to be with you. And the right specific person is not someone you'd ever have to force nor convince to love you, because loving someone is something that we do from within. It's an inside job. It's an internal decision. It's an inner knowing. It's an inner feeling. It's a compatibility that's right because it's right. It's consistent, constant, ongoing, daily, nightly, weekly, monthly, yearly decade, lifelong commitment, if we're lucky, to marry someone, that's what I was saying in the other part. In the other part, I was saying that this whole concept of two beings joining together and becoming one. The only way that can happen is if you cut your shit off and you cut off half of who you are and they cut off half of who they are to then come together. And that is such a small-minded, limited, bullshit way of diminishing the beautiful power of real love. Real love is a whole entire person joining another whole entire person, and those two people combining to become not just two, but three, the third entity of we, which is the entire relationship that we create that's a combination of both of our energies and efforts and time. And it's something that exists outside of my individuated self. It's part of me, but it's not my whole entire thing, because I am still a unique, individuated expression of human life in this creative, beautiful, artistic form of me. And the person that's my right specific person will also be that, a beautiful, individuated expression of himself. And he will completely, wholly, utterly, undoubtedly, unshakenly be committed to me. It's not something I have to wait 12 years for him to realize. It's not something I have to convince him of. It's not something that, well, he really loved me and I really loved him, but I never really said it because I had all these things, holding me back. So I'm going to pour my heart out to him and tell him the truth. And then he's going to realize, oh, she really did love me. And then he's going to come back. No, none of that. None of that is true. None of that is true. Okay. So I want to just save you years of emotional heartache and struggling and efforting uselessly, barking up the wrong tree. If that person does not actively invest in you consistently and openly, verbally communicate the desire and the willingness to do so, and then they show through their actions the consistent behavior of doing so, that is not your person. That is not your person. Move on. Move on. Become a better version of who you truly, authentically are. Show up. I watched Bob Proctor's live memorial service today. I saw the second half of it on YouTube. It was streaming live, and so many people who loved him were talking and giving tributes, and they were showing video clips of him. And at one point he said, he passed away last week, by the way, February of 2022, and he was born in 1934. And I loved him and his teachings and his work. And one of the clips, he said, do the things that you like to do. Do the things that you like, and you will like yourself so much. You're going to kiss yourself. Just love myself. And that is exactly what I'm saying here. Be yourself. Be the you that you like. Maybe the you that you really are is not compatible with this specific person that you so desperately want to manifest. And you are trying so desperately to be the person that you think that they want so that they'll come back to you. Or you were in a relationship with them and you broke up, and you know exactly why you guys didn't work out or what wasn't compatible. So you are trying to bend over backwards and turn yourself into a pretzel to make yourself be what you knew that they wanted you to be that you couldn't be, and you're hoping that they're going to take you back. But the fact is that it's never going to last, even if you get them back, or even if they get you back. If it's somebody who's pursuing you desperately and you know that they're not the right person for you, but because they're so desperately pursuing you, relentlessly trying to get you back, doing everything that they can to prove to you how much they love you and they can't live without you, and you're going back to this person because you're like, well, nobody ever cried and begged for me like that before. They must really, really love me. But the fact is that if either person has to be convinced by the other or by themselves, then that's not the right person. That's a fixation, that's an obsession, that's being afraid to be alone, that's codependency, that's narcissism, that's just an extremely underdeveloped emotional immaturity, that's somebody who's living through their wounds, that's somebody who's traumatized and doesn't understand what true healthy love is, and so that's the best that they can do. Maybe that's you who just thinks that that person was the best thing you ever had and you can't possibly imagine anything else, but that is lack of love for yourself. That's lack of self-esteem. If you can say to yourself, do I have confidence in myself? And the answer is no, then the person that you're obsessed with or with is most likely probably not the right person. If you do not actively love yourself, and I mean actively love yourself, as love is a verb, not an adjective, not a noun. Love is a verb. Love is an action. Love is a consistent action. And loving another person is a consistent action and investment. And loving ourselves is a consistent action and investment. And if you can ask yourself, am I loving myself? And the answer is no, or the answer is not that much, or the answer is I don't know, then whoever you're obsessed with or whoever you're into or whoever you're even dating or married to is probably not even the right person. Maybe they are, but how can you truly know if you're not even being your real right person? If you yourself are not even the right specific person that you're supposed to be, how can you even know if the person that you're obsessed with or with or trying to get back or trying to get back with you or trying to get with is the right person? This is why I can finally, truly, honestly say, for all the love that I shared and experienced with the SP who was my SP, the wrong SP for a long time, Val, for everything that we did share that was loving and beautiful, the fact remains that my feelings for that person were coming from a deep sense of lacking self-worth and having no self-esteem and not genuinely believing in my ability to even have a healthy, loving relationship. So I know that it's imperative that I meet somebody from the perspective and the feeling and the state of mind and the mindset and the heart set that I'm in now, which is loving myself. It's about loving myself sincerely and being a genuine person, being authentic to myself, and knowing that whatever feelings that I have for that person are skewed from this faulty thinking, this warped sense of myself. And therefore, those feelings came from an unhealthy place. And therefore, I can't put a lot of weight on their value today. And the fact is that that person has proven to me beyond any doubt, with the utmost clarity, with the clarity of a million diamonds shining with the sunlight sparkling into them till I'm literally, it's so crystal clear that I'm blinded by the clarity of the fact that this person is not interested, not investing, and not well suited nor well matched for me. Therefore, I know for a fact that that fixated obsession on that wrong SP, that was the wrong SP. That was not the right SP. How do I know? Because I'm going to put myself to the very test that I'm putting in this video. Is that person investing in me? No. Well, there you go. I don't even need to go on to the further questions because the answer is no, which means that that's not my right SP. They cannot ever be your right SP if they are not investing in you. And if they are investing in you, are they actually compatible? Do they want to live in the same kind of lifestyle that you want to live? Are they well suited for that? They don't have to be like you in the sense that you guys enjoy all of the same things. They have to be compatible. Compatible meaning we can live in harmony and thrive, both of us mutually, individually thriving, as well as thriving as a couple. So I'm going to end this here. It's probably already quite long. Like I said, I'm saying it's part 5 because this is the 5th video that I'm making in this series of your SP may not be who you think, but they are real. So the person you're obsessed with may not be your actual specific person, your spouse person, but there is a person, there is a correct right person who is your specific person, your real right specific person. And most of the time, if not all the time, always, we always have to heal and move on from the wrong person that we're obsessed with, which is an actual physical block. It's a block to the right SP coming through. So if you want to hear more about the block and the physical energy of holding on, it's like an actual architectural structure, a vibrational wall that we build that blocks out the right person when we are emotionally, mentally, vibrationally fixated on the wrong person. This is the 5th video I've made between yesterday and today, which is February 27th, 2022. It is now 8:24 p.m. I've got to make dinner, hang out with my kids a little bit more, maybe work on editing these. And hopefully this is helpful to someone who is obsessed with a specific person, trying to manifest a specific person, trying to be manifested by a specific person, or you're just someone in a relationship that you're really not sure about and you have questions. And I hope that this has been helpful and answered your questions and helped you to discern for yourself, learn to discern what makes someone a right match for you. And the best way for you to learn that is to learn who you truly are. Write down, what do you want in life? What kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of dwelling do you want to live in? What climate do you want to live in? What country do you want to live in? Do you want to live on the coast? Do you want to live by the water? Do you want to live in the mountains? Do you want to live in a valley? Do you want to live on a farm? Do you want to live in a city? Do you want the fast-paced life? Do you want to have children? How many children do you want to have? Do you want to be married? Do you want to just live together forever? Do you want to just date and have your own apartment? Do you already have children? Do you want somebody who already has children? Do you not want somebody who already has children? You know, there are so many things to ask yourself. Do you want to have a steady 9-to-5 kind of job? Do you work from home? Do you work in an office? Do you have a lot of friends? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Are you an ambivert? Are you somebody who likes to dress up and get fancy? Are you somebody who likes to wear makeup and high heels? Are you somebody who's super casual? Are you somebody in the middle? Do you like to drive a pickup truck and have a lot of power tools? Or are you kind of like, glam? Are you all about the glam life? Are you somebody who likes to go on vacation all the time? What kind of vacations do you like to do? Do you like to go sit on the beach and smoke a blunt while you're sipping a mimosa? Or do you want to go on a kind of vacation where you're walking around and you're going someplace every day? You're going to a museum, there are so many things that we need to learn about ourselves before we can even figure out if we're a good match for someone else. So that's a really great start. If you're a single person and you don't even have a specific person to even think about, let alone, consider whether they're right or not, focus on yourself. The most important specific person that you need to focus on is you. And the best advice that I could give you is to focus on being your own specific person. Be the specific person that you want to be, that makes you happy. Focus on your own health. Focus on your own fitness. Focus on your own eating habits. Focus on your own hobbies. Focus on your own friends and your parents and the people that you love and your own career and your own things that you truly want to do, the projects, your art projects, and all the stuff that you want to make true for yourself. Do it. Be the best you that you can be, and that is the best way to guide you to attracting and magnetizing and manifesting and co-creating a loving relationship with your correct SP, the person who is actually well-matched for you, that you are actually well-matched and compatible with. So that's my advice. Be your own best self, and that will attract your own best partner. Bye, Love Living Peach. See you next time. By the way, if everything is tilting a little bit like this, it's because I've got a new phone and I have one of those pop sockets. Look at my hair. All right, so I just wanted to show it off. Here's my pop socket. My new phone. It's a yellow iPhone and this is a clear case. And got flowers because obsessed. Isn't it fucking cute? Hell yeah. Put it a little off center so I wouldn't mess up the pattern. And it's cute. got like a pop socket and I put it in the middle. So now on my stand, I've got to, I think I already used this one, but I'm going to do it again. So I've got to have it on the stand, but like a little sideways. So I'm just going to light an incense, and I thought I would just record it to end off my video with a little beautiful scent. Thank you. Love Living Peach, everybody. I hope that this finds you well. And if you're watching a video called what's the difference between the right SP and an obsession with the wrong SP, you probably are obsessed with the wrong SP. Most likely, if you are happily in love with someone who is happily in love with you, who is investing consistently and showing up and compatible and giving you what you want, and you can give them what they want and need, and you get what you need, most likely you are not watching this video or this series or anything about manifesting a specific person, because you already did it. Okay, so that's the truth. Grandma Ruth, peace, love you, kindness, be kind to yourself, be true to yourself, and the right SP who is right for you will see you shining, glowing, existing, beaming, vibrating, and they will be attracted, magnetized to you, just as you will be attracted and magnetized to them. Because when we show up as our most authentic self, and we allow ourselves to love ourselves, which means to be who we want, to do what we want, to do what we like, to do what we love, to do and be and exist in our own real self, to be comfortable in our own skin, to be comfortable in our own wardrobe, to be comfortable with our hair, to be comfortable with our sexuality and our spirituality and our religiousness or lack of, to be comfortable in our fitness level and our health levels, to be comfortable with what we eat, to be comfortable with our beliefs, and to also be comfortable shifting those beliefs when our beliefs do not suit us, such as being fixated on the wrong person. So redefining what love means to you to make it mean something positive and loving and reciprocal will help a great deal in learning to discern whether the person that you are involved with, whether it's just through an obsessive fixation, a fantasy of them, or actually involved, on whether or not they're the right specific person for you and you are the right specific person for them. So once again, be your own specific person. Be your own best self. Be your own best motivator, your own best inspiration, your own best cheerleader, and be the real you, because that is how you will attract your right SP. Your SP may not be who you think they are, but the real right SP is out there when you align yourself with who you genuinely are. Okay, with that, be well. Love Living Peach. And breathe. Breathe the love into your heart, into your soul, root it down into your root chakra, down into your butthole. Chakra, through the sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye, and into the crown chakra. back to your heart and out through your crown chakra. And may peace be with you and also with you. Bye.